Hi guys, it's Bas again. It's 30 minutes after midnight already, so I'm officially a little bit late with this video. But of course, it's still today. It's Monday, 4th of June, and this is my fourth video already in the 90-day challenge. The reason I'm a little bit late is because I just had an amazing interview with another coach, and a coach that is working more on life coaching, and we actually had an interview of like more than 1 hour sharing coaching stuff to both sides actually. So one of the good things of this is that this is a proof of that you can always keep learning. Like I'm never done learning. I know that from since I was very young. I also always chose to learn what I wanted to learn. So I didn't learn a lot of general things, to be honest. So what I mostly did, and a good example of that is one of my first IT customers that had a huge problem with their email server. At the moment they had that issue, I said like, yes, I'm here. I'm going to fix it. I don't know how much time it takes, but none of the IT guys gives a time for a big problem. So I was good with that. My hourly tariff was a little bit lower than my competitors. And they said like, okay, I will give you the chance. You can try to fix it. And I just found a way on the way to fix it. So I checked what was the main issue of the problem. I read blog posts. There was like not a lot of YouTube yet, but like there was Google, there was Microsoft blogs, and I just said like, okay, I'm going to read everything. I'm going to find out how to solve this problem. And then I found the first issue and I solved that problem, and we got into the next step of the problem. And like this, it's possible to solve a problem. And I still know it was like 2 or 3 days of almost 24-hour days of work. After that, I solved the issue, and the customer was very happy, and I could send my quite nice big invoice for one big project done in 3 days. So after that, I just really clicked. It really clicked for me that you can learn something when you need to learn it. So when you say I want to have a certain goal and I want to go into a certain path, and I will have certain issues on the way, you can learn to resolve those issues on the way. You don't have to wait and get all the knowledge before you start something. So this was not the topic I want to talk about, but it is still a very good lesson that I was just reminded of. So the topic that I wanted to talk about is goals, and how to set your goals like today, and how to make your goal list and when to watch to your goal list. So one of the most important things of your goals is imagination. And I'm also IT guy, I'm a numbers guy, I'm not really an imagination guy. I'm not somebody who sees myself sitting on the beach driving a Ferrari and stuff like that. That's because I am not a really materialistic person. Of course, I like stuff like everybody, but I don't have to have a Ferrari, and that's fine. And maybe I will have one once, but it doesn't make my heart beat, you know. So I think that one of the very good things to know is what are your goals, and you need to use some imagination for that. So one of the great things to start your goal list is to imagine how you see yourself at a certain age. So I recommend you to take like an age between 3 and 5 or 7 years ahead of you that has a round number. So maybe 20, 30, 40, or maybe 35, something like that. But it's kind of a round number, or 35, 45, etc. So why is this? Is because it's easier for them to see themselves at a certain age. You can say that at a certain age of 30, a lot of people start to think about marriage and children. That at a certain age of 40, they think about that their kids are like 10, 15 years old, and they maybe start to go to college, and you get your own other life goals for that. At 50, everybody sees themselves at a certain time at 50, as it is called, like the halfway of your life. And of course, at 60, people start to think about pension, and at 70, they are going with pension. So if I'm telling you, imagine yourself at 70 or at 67, in most countries that's the age to go to pension, like how do you see yourself going to pension? What do you want to have achieved at that moment? So it's really good to put goals in the far, far future. Like if you are 30, you can think about how your pension should look like. If you have those goals, just put them there. Like it's amazing to say, like if I'm 65, or let's say I want to retire at 50, what do I need to do at 50 or 55 to actually retire? And what are my financial goals? What are my personal goals? What are my life goals, etc.? So what I really like is to start far away and work back till today or this week. So my personal thing is that I'm saying, okay, I will make a certain goal list for before I'm 30. So 30 is my next round number. I'm saying, okay, in the next 3-4 years, I will do the certain amount of things before I'm 30. Then I'm going basically back to what do I need to do in the next year. So I just updated my whole goal list. I'm also working with my coach on that. And I said, okay, 1st of June till 1st of July next year. What is the next 12 months going to look like for me? So I put like my goals for the next year. Of course, there are financial goals, there are business goals, there are also personal goals. And very far in the future, I don't have so many health goals and things like that. They are more becoming closer. So the nice thing is that what I'm doing is I'm making a 12-month goal, then a 9-month goal, 6-month goal, 3-month goal, and then personally I really like to have a 1-month goal and a 1-week goal. They are very specified. So how do you go with that? Let's say in 12 months from now you want to have a certain real estate portfolio. Let's say you want to have €100,000, split it over 3 houses, and you want to buy 3 houses in the next year, so you have a passive income of €1,000 a month. I'm just using an example. So it's nice to have that goal. The problem is when people just put a year goal, they are starting way too late with that goal. So probably in summer they are like, maybe they are looking to houses, maybe they are feeling that they are working on the goal, but they don't work on the goal. They don't take action steps towards their goal. They are just kind of freelancing towards their goal, and then 9 months after 9 months they say, shit, I actually need to buy a house. Then they buy the first house, then they maybe buy a crappy one, they get hasty, and they don't buy the second one, they don't reach their goal, and everybody's disappointed. So what's the most important thing is to split up your goals into smaller and smaller and smaller chunks. At least this is something that works for me like amazing. So let's say I want to have those 3 houses, €100,000 as investment in 1 year. That means that like I first need to know how to make that money. So maybe I have some business goals related to that. So let's say I want to have 500 or 1,000 customers that pay me a certain amount of money, so I can actually save up for that 100,000 if I don't have it at this moment. Then next to that, if I want to get great investors in, maybe I need to organize some events. If maybe I need to attend some events, maybe I visit some cities, maybe I need to visit some councils. So the list becomes longer and longer when you're thinking about your goals. So this is just great. Just take a paper, or this one I actually really like to do on the laptop as well. For some things I really recommend paper. Things like to-do lists or name lists or lead lists, I really recommend paper. It doesn't matter if you made them online and print them out, or even better, just to write everything down. Why is it so good for a to-do list? Is because people like crossing it, and they don't like deleting the row in Excel or making it green or red or whatever. So some things are really good on paper, and some things are really easy in the computer itself. So for goal lists, I recommend in this case to make them or on paper when you're brainstorming, or to make them on your laptop, because you can delete, you can add again, and you can just make more rows, and you can etc. You know what I mean. You can just be more flexible with that. So 12-month goals. What I suggest is to make as much 12-month goals as you can, and then to see which ones can I do faster, because the next step is 9 months. So maybe some of them, let's say those 1,000 customers, I can say, okay, I need to make 500 customers in half a year, 1,000 customers in 1 year. So I put 500 customers as my goal for 6 months. Then I say like, oh, if I have 500 customers in 6 months, maybe I can reach those thousands a little bit earlier. So I move them from 12 months to 9 months. So this is what I mean, is that you can constantly like copy and paste and put your goals at the right place, and put them double in there as well. So with double I mean put them in different sizes in the different blocks. So this makes it very, very clear for you to say like, I don't need 1,000 customers at the end of a year, but I need 750 after 9 months, 500 after 6 months, 250 after 3 months, and that means I need to make around like 100 this month. So like 90, 100 this month. So maybe this week I need to make sure I have 20 or 30 customers. And if I make this week's list, and every Sunday I'm preparing this week's list, and I know what I need to do this week to reach my month goal, to reach my 3 months goal, to reach my 6, 9, and 12-month goals, I'm actually working on my 12-month goals. I just made it in smaller chunks. So this is like, chunking is just the best. So chunking, the second thing what you want to do is you want to group the things together. So you will have life things like life goals, you have financial goals, you maybe have business goals, and you have maybe health goals, maybe you have other goals. So I really advise to chunk the goals together in groups, and then to make sure that in every category you have the same category, that you have the same chunks. So you cannot say I want to lose a lot of weight in 1 year, not thinking about your weight in the months before. So you're going to say, okay, I want to lose 10 kilos in a year. That means 7.5 in 9 months, 5 in a half a year, 2.5 in the next 3 months, and 1 kilo this month. So this month I am going to make sure I'm losing that kilo. I maybe need to go on a little diet, I maybe go a little bit more to the gym, but every month 1 kilo will definitely make sure that you have 10 kilo less. And by making those goals SMART, what we call them, make sure that they are measurable. So SMART is standing for like, I just like made a new list, like SMART. Most important is that they are very specific. So you cannot say that the S stands for specific. You cannot say, I just want to lose some weight. Like, it's not specific. How much do you want to lose? So you say, okay, a specific goal is I want to lose 10 kilos. So the M stands for measurable. So you, by making it specific, you also make it measurable. 10 kilos is measurable. If I'm going to stand on a weighting scale today, and I can stand on a weighting scale in 1 year, it's measurable how much I lost. So that's where the M stands for, measurable. The A stands for acceptable. So is this an acceptable thing? It's mostly acceptable is mostly what you use if you work in teams, if you work, if it's a family goal, if it's acceptable for the people around you. So some things are just for yourself. Like, is it acceptable to lose 10 kilo? Of course. Is it acceptable to say that you want to have a kid at a certain age? Maybe you need to discuss with your boyfriend, girlfriend at that moment. So acceptable is more with the people around you. So then we have the R. Is it reasonable, like realistic? Sorry, realistic. Is it realistic? So is it realistic to lose 10 kilos in 1 month? It is realistic. I think it's possible. It's measurable as well. Is it really good? And are you going to keep those kilos away in a month after that? Probably. It's hard to say. I'm not a health coach, but it's hard to say. If you lose 10 kilos very fast, most people gain them back, or at least half of them. So maybe it's better to lose 2 kilo per month for 5 months to get 10 kilos off. Is that before the summer? No. Is that a problem? No, because you have probably a lot of years in the rest of your life, and it's better to lose them the smart way and keep them away. So is a goal realistic? Is it realistic for me to say I have 500 customers next month when I'm on 100 this month? No. It's too crazy, it's too much, it's not realistic. You need to look to your goal list, and it's good to be a little bit scared. It's definitely good if other people are laughing about your goals, because that means that they are good enough. If everybody says like, looks like a good goal list, it's not enough. It's boring. You are not pushing yourself. So I would say make a good goal list. Make the goals scare you a little bit and let other people laugh about them. That's definitely a good thing. And make sure that they are smart. And the T at the end stands for time. And that's what you are doing when you are putting them in this kind of chunks. So put a goal at a certain time. So it needs to be a smart goal. It needs to be very measurable. You need to give it an end date. And you say, okay, at this date, I will reach this amount of X. And I put it into little and smaller pieces on the way. So what I really like to do is when you have this 12, 9, 6 and 3 month goal steps, I really like to watch to this month. Because at the end, the smaller you make your goals, like not smaller, but like more chewable basically, it's very easy to say, okay, in the month of June, I need to do this to reach my year goal. Because a year is a long time from now. A lot of people say like, oh, it's just a year and the time flies by. But if you are working on your goals every day, then a year is a long time. So making your goals for 1 month and even chewing them up into what do I need to do this week to reach my 1 month goal. And especially in the first week of the month, that's working like fire, because it will get you started on your goals that you're starting to focus on this month. So this week, some of the things that I have is that I have a certain amount of colleagues that I want to make sure that they have 12 customers. So it is like Monday night now. The first day is gone. We have 4 days to go. I know that some of them have some customers. They maybe don't have 12 yet. So I need to make sure I'm doing another presentation. I'm calling their potential customers. I'm supporting them. And my goal this week is to make sure that they go to that level. Another thing is that like I want to do some English webinars. So I'm already doing a lot of videos now, but I want to do some English videos. One especially for Asia and one also especially for Africa. So I need to prepare those webinars, I need to plan those webinars, I need to announce those webinars, and I need to do those webinars. Will I do them when I'm not putting them in my weekly list? Working on my monthly goal that I want to have a bigger Africa team and a bigger Asia team? No, probably not. Because if I just put it in 1 year, I want 100 things, then it's very hard to know where to begin. So now I said, like in the 1 year, let's say I say I want to have a team in 20 countries, and then I specified the countries, and then I said, okay, Asia and Africa needs a webinar this week, and that's why I'm going to work on that this week. So I'm working on my goal to have customers in 20 countries. So another thing is that we need to prepare for a great event here in Vilnius. So on 17th of June we will have another big iMarkets Live event in Vilnius, Lithuania. And 1st of July we are going to do a big event in the Netherlands. So I need to have hotels, flight tickets, speakers, event tickets, key cords, bracelets, whatever. We need to do a lot for that. So it's really good to put your goals in a list. If you have a business, it's very good to put your business goals in your list. It's very good to do this with your management as well, because they need to have their goals. They need to be clear where they are going. I'm doing this together with my coaches as well to make sure that they have their lists. And when they have certain ambitions, it's really cool that I am actually putting their ambitions in my list as well. So if they say, I want to reach a certain amount of customers, I want to reach a certain amount of portfolio or whatever, I am putting their goals in my goal list. that I am just saying I want to help this person achieve their goals. And by making it their goal, making it my goal, make sure that I'm working with them on reaching their goals as well. And that's at the end what I'm doing. So that's what I really like. There are some other things like I'm some of you know maybe I am also busy with a 90-day gym challenge. So this was the fourth day that I went to the gym, and I'm basically going 90 days non-stop to the gym. I have 3 days of power gym with a personal trainer and 4 days of cardio hours. So this weekend was very heavy. But in my goal list, it's just like every day going to the gym. Every day make a video like I'm doing now. I also want to have a couple of more customers for myself. I want to at least sell 100 tickets for the Netherlands event. I want to prepare the other events, and I want some of my big team members to go to the next level. So for me, this is very clear. When I wake up tomorrow morning, in a couple of hours, I know, okay, one of the things is go to the gym. Second is I need to have a couple of meetings with a couple of people that are working in my team. Then we are talking about strategies, about how to get those few more customers that they need. And then we are actually making sure that they have them. And this is how I'm very clearly working on my list. So what I advise everybody to do, make a future goal, and that means like for me it's 30, it can be 35, 40, 45, etc. Just put a imaginable life. What do you want to have? What do you want to do at that moment? And then make your 1 year goal. What do you need to do in the next year to get closer to that? Then what do you need to do in 9 months, 6 months and 3 months to put that bigger goal of 1 year into smaller chunks? Group them into health, finance, business and like smaller categories. And then at the end, make a goal for this month. So you have your 3 months goal, you know what you want to do in June, July and August, but what do you need to do in June? What do you want to do first? Then make that a week goal. This is the first week of June. Make sure that you have crystal clear what you are doing this week and what you want to finish this week. And then what I'm doing is I'm looking to the whole list every day. So my morning is just going to the whole list. I'm going from the future closer to my current moment. So I'm checking where do I want to be at 30? That's motivation. Then I check what I want to do in 1 year, which is very motivational for me. And then I'm checking, okay, then I need to do this, and this is what I need to do this week. Then from my 1 week list, I'm checking what do I need to do today? What are my at least 3 points that I need to do today to get that week goal done? It's going to be Tuesday morning. What do I need to do? And then I make my very short daily list. A big mistake people make is they make to-do lists. They are not doable in 1 day. They put like 12, 15, 20 things on their to-do list. It's not possible. They get stressed out. They only do the easy tasks because they start with, oh, I will cross the easy tasks first. They leave the important tasks. Believe me, this is the biggest mistake of to-do lists. Make a to-do list that you can finish. And it can be hard. It's fine to push yourself, but don't make it impossible. Make it smart as well. So is it realistic to make this to-do list for today? Yes, great, and then finish your to-do list, and next day there's another day. So your week goal should also be it should be realistic to do in that week. You have 7 days. You maybe want to take 1 day off as discussed yesterday. So you have 6 days that you can work on if you want to push yourself. You have at least 18 hours if you want to push yourself. But that's your maximum. Don't put your weekly goals higher than that, because it's just signing yourself up for failure and feeling bad. So I would say make everything very realistic. Make sure you can do it. If you are done with your tasks of today, you can always check what you can do more. If you are done with the tasks of this week, you can always check what you can do more for the tasks of next month or next 3 months. Like, there's no problem in finishing your list too early. but there is a problem with not finishing your list because it's mentally very bad for yourself. So I really suggest make smart goals, make smart to-do lists, and work on this for yourself. If you have any questions about making goals, if you want to make goals together, I'm here for everyone. If you say, give me a call, we can do a Skype call, we can make this in like half an hour, I'm here to do that. It will be like, it's totally for free. I don't care. I think the best thing what people can do is plan their year. Make their plans, put their goals into a good list, and start working on them. And you can always find an accountability coach. That's a coach that I have, somebody that keeps you accountable every week. Not just saying you need to do this, you need to do this, but also why didn't you do it, or why did you do it and was it so easy? So it's like a kind of personal coach that constantly makes sure that your to-dos and your goals are at the right level, at the right speed. So this is something that I really value having myself. And if you want to know more about that, I will probably record a little bit more about my experiences with my coach later this month as well. So thank you all for listening. It's already late, so I'm going to take some good sleep, and tomorrow is a new day. I have my goals, I have my week goals. I will make my small to-do list tomorrow morning, and I will finish it every day again. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you all soon on the next video.